What's up, gamers? I'm Gwem, and this is Moral Queen, and together we're trying to set the record for the fastest maxcape achieved on an iron account morally. No trading, ulting, boosting, tanking, dancing, or whatever other way you can think of to interact with another account unless it's necessary to do the content. Welcome back to the Iron Maxcape Speedrun Moral Percent. Last episode, we finally finished my least favorite part of the entire run and got 100 combat through the painful mid-game Slayer grind and moved on to some great quality of life quests and upgrades I've been fiending for a while now. We did Pest Control, Chompies, and Zulra to finish the Western Hard Achievement Diary to unlock the Crystal Halberd. We did Dream Mentor for the rest of the lunar spells, and Making Friends with My Arm to unlock the Immortal Weiss Herb patch, as well as the Salt Mines to make teleports to the Troll Stronghold patch worth using. We spent all the money we had left on 70 construction through tables and just a little bit of Mahogany Homes, and settled down at the Day Out Mines for a well-deserved break. Moral Queen now has just a few more level 70s to go before the quest-doing arc of the run can finally be finished, and we get to move on to some more enjoyable content. We're basically coming to the end of Season 1, isn't that exciting? The first thing I did was make some more planks, mostly to work on getting 70 woodcutting, but also to have more banked construction levels that I'm going to need later. I'm doing 1.5 tick teaks on Fossil Island and using my butler to turn them into planks, but I'll talk a bit more about the method later as I leave pretty quickly after 66 woodcutting to build up a little bit more cash at the Hallowed Sepulchre. Our little quest for gold got us 85 and 86 agility, 67 prayer from the ash offering thing, and then after a quick Mortmire fungus session, we hit the minigame teleport to Blast Furnace to go spend all the money I just made on gold ore. Now this used to kind of suck because it was so expensive, but Blast Furnace gold is way cheaper than it used to be. It used to change by however many percent it was when you bought one, like most shops in old school RuneScape do, but now they stay static at 225 GP each all the way down to 0. So you don't have to try and race other irons down the world list, hoping to find a few fully stocked worlds to save a couple of dollars. It even restocks faster now. It's pretty great, because even though the shop restocks when the delivery guy comes in the past, if another iron sold gold to the shop and put the stock over 100, it would take almost 17 hours for that stock to go down. So they could basically rag the entire world list for any iron wanting gold with only a few hundred ores and a little bit of time. Now though, they go back down in 2 minutes, or up if they're understocked, and they still get the real fast restock from the delivery boy bringing gold randomly, so thanks Jagex. Another successful Ironman only update in the books. I stopped at 7,773 by accident. There's no way, ginger, prick, etc. Which was more than enough to get me to 70 smithing with a little leeway for the misclicks, so that's what I did. Blast Furnace is just so satisfying to do once you get the method down. Well, don't get me wrong, it's pretty boring and nothing really happens, but getting the glove switch timing down so you don't have to stop at the dispenser and hitting a good streak of one-tick banks, it feels pretty good once it becomes second nature. It's pretty fast too, from having only 300 gold in the bank to buying 7,400 more and using it to get from 62 to 70 smithing only took 2 hours and 37 minutes total. It's such a nice little dopamine hit before moving on to some of these slower skills. So now with 70 smithing out of the way and enough money left over to get us through, we went back to Fossil Island to finish up the last skill I needed before moving on to some more quests. So the overall method is this. Teleport to the dig site boat with the dig site necklace. Travel to the island, run through the cave, chop teaks until your inventory is full. I'm doing this with 1.5 tick because it's fast, but you can do that part however you want. And then you just teleport to your house for the butler to take them to the sawmill. Get run energy if you need it, and repeat. If you're not doing 1.5 tick teaks or 3 tick maybe, it's going to be pretty slow, but the bulk of the time is just chopping logs. But with 1.5 tick, even with house teleporting and talking to the butler and getting run energy and running back, I was still getting around 83,000 XP per hour below 70 woodcutting. So it's super worth doing if you have the energy to do it. After a quick 5-hour road trip where as soon as I walked through the door, I dropped a nice monitor my girlfriend was lending me, which immediately broke. Shout out to my amazing and very talented YouTube members for helping me repay my clumsy debts. I'll be doing some member streams of some exciting content later this week if you want to come check it out. We hit 70 woodcutting, had a few ticks of mouse celebration, and then took off to gather the final items I needed for the next 3 quests. I needed a rune bar because apparently I alked the only ones I had gotten so far, which was kind of annoying. So I was a little worried given I can't smith one and they're kind of hard to get around mid-game, so I got the 3 crystal keys I had in my bank from Slayer, ran to Taverley, and what do you know? 2 of them were rune bar drops. I'm just too good at this game, it's honestly unfair for the rest of you. I hatcheted a man, Call of Duty'd some sheep, poisoned the food supplies of innocent people with no question of morals for some callous political gain when I'm more than capable of just killing the king myself instead of resorting to oppressing the oppressed, but the quest helper told me to do it, so you can't really blame me for it, I'm just doing my job, man. Senseless cruelty aside, we got 2 quest points and no levels from finishing Morning's End Part 1, so it was very worth it. And then we moved right along to Morning's End Part 2. Everyone hates this quest. Rightly so, I get it, it sucks pretty hard, but if you actually come at it prepared at a point in the account when you can actually use the rewards you get from it, you're gonna have a much better time. Even without staminas at 86 agility with super energy potions and prayer potions to camp pray melee the entire time, it was a breeze. I only failed the agility hand-holdy part like twice, I think. It was pretty chill. And that stupid list at the end to get a death talisman, it's dead content. The catalytic talisman from Guardians of the Rift gets you in there no question these days. It's super nice. So after a nice jog around an old temple where I definitely used my brain to solve the puzzle, I finished Morning's End Part 2 for 60k agility XP, teleported to the outpost to finish the Making History quest, and went off to start the longest and most difficult quest we've done so far. The Song of the Elves. Overthrowing a monarchy for the good of the people by burning the people's food supplies that I had poisoned just moments ago, and then lying to other people about taxes. You know, this quest is just a testament to how easy it is to rise up against your oppressors as long as you lie about their policies more than they lied about a plague, you starve the people and claim it was the enemy, you know, have a big fight and then kill them with a halberd in the town square. Everything will work out okay. Politics is very easy and simple, and I've never even heard of nuance before. My quick run in local politics having finished with great success, it was time to help some elves by definitely using my own brain to solve a puzzle. Hammering a single rune bar onto an old woman, using even more of totally my own brain to solve an even bigger, stupidly long, annoying oh my god, why puzzle in a library, jumping on some rocks and chopping a tree, a little bit of NPC pathing mechanic abuse to aid in violence, and then even more violence. The elves seem to love violence. The first mini-boss, I made the tiny mistake of clicking way too late and died, but on the second time back we showed him who was in charge. The little tower defense minigame thing went super smoothly. All I had to do was bring a sort of fast ranged weapon and shoot any of the enemies when they started attacking the base. So that was finished first try, and the second demi-boss guy was even easier than the first one somehow, so we knocked him out pretty fast, and then it was time for a real challenge. Now, annoyingly, it seems like I didn't learn my lesson from my struggle with Zulrah last episode and assumed mechanical knowledge is more important than actual DPS. Last time I did this fight, I only used Karamp ones, and I finished it on the first try. It was the same magic level. It was in Mystics with no Dagon High. I thought this was going to be a cakewalk compared to that even. Like, the mechanics are easy, surviving is easy. The only thing I don't have control over is how fast the boss's health gets to 0. But geez, y'all, I don't know who I made angry at Jagex, but even with Blood Blitz, Pineapple Pizzas, Karamp ones, using darts for the crystal tornado thingies, not using darts for the crystal tornado thingies, my DPS was just so low on every attempt. I died twice, but only due to stupid mistakes like removing my glory instead of clicking the teleport I want, and because when I resorted to the tried and true Phoenix Necklace method, I ate my first Belladonna way too early. Luckily though, the Phoenix Necklace Cave Nightshade tech was more than enough to give me more time to do damage before I have to tally out. If you're not sure how it works, Phoenix Necklaces heal 30% of your hit points when you go below 20% of your hit points while wearing it, and clear any pending damage from delayed things like arrows or spells. Cave Nightshade, or Belladonna if you farm it, do 15 damage to you when you eat them. So you balance between using Blood Blitz and Ice Blitz to stay around 20% of your hit points, and when the Fragment of SEREN starts up her big damage attack, you put on a necklace, eat a Belladonna, and get a free heal and don't take any damage from the boss. It's pretty nice, and it doesn't delete your prayer points like Redemption does. And yeah, I know if you farm Belladonna now, it's stackable, so you can bring more necklaces and food, but you have to be pretty low level for that to be a real benefit. I brought 9 necklaces and only used 6, so it doesn't really change that much, you know? With the Fragment of SEREN down and a huge amount of spacebar holding later, we finished Song of the Elves, unlocked Prif, got 74 Herblore, and we are now one step closer to the end of the quest era of the Moral Present speedrun. And that's where Moral Queen will leave you for now. She's got some big plans for next week. Keep an eye out on the community page for some Dragon Slayer 2 members streams this week. Hit subscribe to see it in the next video, and if you've got any burning questions, I'm usually in the comments to answer them, so go for it. I want to give a huge shout out to my YouTube members, my Gremlin Supremes, Darby and Mitaka, for being way more supportive than I deserve. My Gremlins, Christopher Quist, Cold Z, Sino, Cody, and Flashcards. I love all of you except Flashcards because he's a barbarian assault apologist. And of course everyone who joined at the supporter tier. I appreciate all of you, and it means a lot that anyone is willing to hit that join button. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. See you next time. Bye.